everyone, it's me again. It's Homestead Tessie. And if I'm standing in this corner, it can only mean one thing. It's Cheat Meal Monday. And today's Cheat Meal Monday is going to be a recipe that I've made probably for 30 years. So stay tuned. Hi everyone, today I'm modeling another apron. To think, 6 months ago I didn't even own an apron, and now I have about 6 of them. And this one is made by my friend from Oklahoma, which I would love to share her name, but of course she wants to stay anonymous. But I just want to share with you this one, the chickens. And I have 2 women now that have been giving me aprons. The first woman, of course, she wants to stay anonymous as well. So you're going to see me rotating between my beautiful aprons, and I really enjoy them, and I also have them hung up for decorations. So what are we going to make today? Well, my friends, we are going to make a chicken and broccoli casserole. And it is something that I've made up on my own. I'm sure there are recipes out there similar. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to show you how we do it. One of the main things I like to make are what I call dumping recipes, where you just dump everything into a bowl, stir it up, and throw it into a casserole. And this is a meal that is really good even the next day. It doesn't have to be eaten the first day. It stays for a couple days, really good. It's nutritious, it's filling, and it's fun to make. It's a couple pieces of white bread. I know we don't like white bread, but really in this casserole, white seems to taste the best. We have some frozen chicken, any kind of chicken or any kind of turkey. Some broccoli, I use 2 bags, some cheddar cheese, and I also have some that I can. Now I want to share with you on my canned cheddar cheese. Yes, I do can my own cheese, but I never let it sit on the shelf. The canned cheese I always put in a refrigerator or I freeze it. Now the reason why I can it, I am able every once in a while to get a number 10 can, and I did a video on this, and I only paid $3 for that can. Well, a big number 10 can doesn't really last very long. And I do can it, but I keep it in the refrigerator because it's also canned, which people put on the shelf all the time, but I'm a little leery of that. Botulism cannot grow in anything that's 40 degrees or under. So if you put it in the refrigerator and it's canned, it will stay very good and it will stay very fresh. And it won't spoil. That way, if you're a little bit afraid of botulism, it will never happen that way. So that is why I do it that way. And you can freeze it. I did freeze this. Now, frozen cheddar cheese comes out with a different consistency. So I don't really like the consistency. You can't use it for dipping because it almost gets like cottage cheese. But it's great if you're going to heat it up and have it in a casserole. The canned cheddar cheese works amazing. It is just like you would buy in a store. And so that is the reason why I will go to all the trouble to can the cheddar cheese. If I can get it really cheap in a 10-ounce can, a number 10 can, then I will do it this way. And it works great. It lasts forever, and I like it that way. So what we're going to do is going to get started. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to steam our broccoli so it's soft. It doesn't have to be totally tender, but we don't want to put it in frozen. So I'm going to put that in the kettle, and while that is being steamed, then I'm going to combine everything else and show you what it looks like. Steamed a little bit, and so basically what we're going to do is like an assembly line. So what I'm going to share with you exactly what I'm using as I go. So what we're going to do first is we are going to, it doesn't really matter in what way you do it. So let's just go with the chicken. Now I know there's one subscriber of mine that her husband doesn't like chicken. Maybe he eats turkey. If he eats turkey, this is great with turkey as well. If he doesn't eat both, I'm not sure if this recipe he would like at all. But I'm thinking you could put ham in here. So ham and broccoli go together. So you could do ham. Ground beef, I've tried it. It's not that great. You can try it and see if you like it, but the chicken or the turkey is the best. So how much turkey did I use? Really, I did not follow any amount. I can show you what it looks like. It was just a package of it. And then I used a half a loaf of white bread. So we're going to put the bread cubes in here. I cubed them already up. to that we're going to add our steamed broccoli. Now this broccoli is not steamed to the point where you can eat it and it's not crunchy. So we just heated this broccoli up just so we could make it that it's not frozen anymore. So we're going to add the broccoli. See if I can make more room here. I did try this with green beans. It was not as good. So it's at your discretion. And we do really like broccoli in our food. Broccoli is really good for you. I should have drained a little of the water first, but it's fine this way. So what we added was some bread cubes. You can make this as large as you want or as small as you want. Just use the amounts less if you don't want as much, or you can use more if you have a large family. This will fit a 9 by 13 inch pan, which usually is what a casserole is for a family. So we're going to mix it up a little like this. And to this we're going to add my frozen cheddar cheese. If you do not have any form of cheddar cheese, go ahead and use shredded cheese. You can use about maybe 2 cups. That is all about preference as well, however you like it. So as you can see, I'm trying to use up stuff that's still in my freezer. And I used the broccoli, the chicken was in the freezer, and the cheese was in it. Now you're going to add 1 to 2 cans of the cream of chicken or cream of mushroom, any cream soup you want. The reason why I say 1 to 2 cans is depending on how much you make. So what we're going to do is, where's my spoon? Okay. So what we're going to do is, it's 1 can for sure. You will use 1 can of the cream mushroom soup. And then I'm going to use a little of my cheddar cheese that is canned. This is a spicy cheddar cheese, and that's why I only use a little bit of it, because I'm not that big of a fan of cheddar cheese. That's spicy. Now hubby loves it. I'm not really into a lot of spice. As you can see, I did not add any salt, because I'm adding the cheddar cheese, and that is really salty. I will tend to use my salt and pepper after I'm done and the food is done and we have it at our table. I'm not a big one to put a lot of seasonings in before it's cooked. So we're just going to go like this. Now, let's see what it looks like. Now, some people like it drier. Now, I think I need a little more cream soup. So I'm going to add the 2 cans. But that is your preference. That is totally your preference. Because we're going to put some breadcrumbs on the top as well. And all we got to do is stir it up really good. This is so good. This was my son's favorite when he lived at home. I might have to give him some of this. He loves this. Alright. And there you go, my friends. That's what it looks like. Let me clean up here a second, and then I'm going to show you what we do when we put it into the casserole. We're going to spray our casserole. This is, we're going to pour all of this right into our casserole dish. This would be great for a potluck, like at a church or a picnic. It is so good. Now you may add onions if you want as well. I did not this time. I do sometimes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 or 4 pieces of the bread that we have left. And we are going to make cubes with that bread. And this is going to go on top. We are going to set our oven at 350. And it's going to bake for about 30 minutes. Everything in here is basically cooked. My chicken is cooked. Everything is cooked. It's just to get it really good and heated and have the broccoli nice and soft and tender. So this casserole is not going to be in the oven very long. Now how you want your breadcrumbs is depending on your preference. I like my bread cubes fairly large. I like the consistency of the soft bread cubes in the casserole, and then the crunchy ones like croutons on the top. So this is what it looks like. This would be great served with a salad. This is also great served just the way it is. This is something that children tend to like. My grandchildren like this. We are going to bake this uncovered. That way the bread cubes on top get nice and toasted. If you see that your bread cubes are getting too brown, you can always turn your oven back. And there you go, my friends. That's what it looks like. We're going to stick it in the oven for 30 minutes, and when it comes out, I'll show you what it looks like and dish it up. All right, my friends. I pulled the casserole right out of the oven, and take a look at that. I'll pan my camera at the end to show you what it looks like. It smells so good. We're going to dish up a little of it. As you can see, it's just the right consistency. It's not watery and it's not too thick. I hope you guys try this casserole and try it today yet, because it's really good. And it is a cheap, frugal meal, and that I can promise. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Now this is a treat. Thanks everyone for stopping and watching my Cheat Meal Monday. This is a treat. It's really good. Take care, everyone. Wick day. See you tomorrow. Bye. If you liked my video, could you please make sure you give me a thumbs up? Are you on any form of social media? By sharing my video on social media, it helps get my videos out into the world, and YouTube sees that and will share my videos much more. Thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!